took the leap. And Lenny Zaleski was the coach there, and he heard that I wanted to come back home, and so he hit me up, and I was like, "All right, coach, yeah, it's time, and I'm gonna take the leap and be a coach for you, you know." So, and then while I was there, I met this guy by the name of Urijah Faber. And Uriah Faber. Uriah's a Hall of Famer in the UFC and started in MMA when there was like
Well, he
like
made the weight class. I mean, they made a weight class in the UFC for him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
let's be honest. Like, that dude's a
basically.
trailblazer.
Yeah, he was the pioneer for all of the lower weight classes. 125, 135, 145. He was the guy,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, so he was a pioneer of the sport, and he was coaching at UC Davis the year that I came on. He graduated and came on staff. So when I was trying out for an Olympic team, I was taking him everywhere with me. So we went to Olympic trials together. We went to regional tournaments together, and he coached on staff with us, and it was, man, Uriah is a brother from another mother for me, man. I love that guy. So then he opened up a gym called Ultimate Fitness, and he's like, "Hey, Muñoz, you need to come by. Come by and start doing some jujitsu." I'm like, "Okay." I started doing jujitsu, loved it. And he goes, "Hey, man, you need to start like doing some striking." I'm like, I don't know about that. Then he put me with one of his coaches. I started doing pad work. I'm like, oh man, this is cool, man. This is cool. And then this was kind of like two weeks into it. He's like, "Hey man, Randy Couture is coming here for a camp. Uh, he's trying to do his fight camp here, and he's bringing in Tito Ortiz, Frank Trigg, Scott Smith, James Irvin, Jeremy Freitag, like the who's who of the UFC at the time, right?" I'm like, Randy Couture. Randy Couture is going to be there. And I'm like, oh, dang, dude, those guys are like legends, man, already. Like, I'll come watch. He's like, he's just come by, come by. So I come by, and all those guys are there, right? And he's like, "Hey, Mark, why don't you lead the warm up and start doing drills with these guys?" I'm like, "What? Like lead the drill?" I'm like, "All right, yeah, we can do some wrestling drills." So I started leading the wrestling drills, just kind of warming up. And then he was like, "All right, guys, time to spar." I'm like, "What? What? What do you mean?" "All right, guys, get your gloves on, get your shin guards on, get headgear. We're gonna spar." I'm like, "What the heck?" So I'm like, okay. So I'm fading away in the shadows. I'm gonna kick my feet up. I'm gonna get some popcorn and some soda and watch these guys beat each other up. Right? I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. Can't wait to watch this, right? There was 9 guys in the gym. An odd number.
It's an odd number, brother.
Yeah. So I'm the only one sitting there, right? And then Uriah comes around with a pair of shin guards, pair of gloves, and a headgear. "Hey, bro. Hey, can you hop in?" I'm like, heck no. Like, these guys are gonna knock my block off, bro. I can't. Nah, dude. I can't do it. I can't do it. He goes, "Bro, all I gotta do is double jab, double leg. You'll be fine." I'm like, "Bro, what is a double jab, homie? Like, what? Like, I could I could double leg all day, but I'm gonna do this to double leg. Nah, man, I'm good, bro." He goes, "Dude, you know a double jab. You've been training." I go, 2 weeks, man. These guys been training for years. so, anyways, I put them on, right? I'm like, I don't even know why I did it. I put them on. Everybody starts getting a partner, and then Randy Couture doesn't have a partner. And so Uriah goes, "Hey, Muñoz, you got Randy first." I go, "What? That dude is a reigning world champion. That dude is fighting for the title. Like, how am I gonna go with this dude first? You know what I'm saying?" So I'm like, oh man.
So your first round sparring were with friggin' Randy Couture.
Yeah. 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 So my first round was with him, and so I was like, oh my gosh, dude. All right, whatever. I said, man, I'm from Vallejo, man. I'm gonna put the Vallejo on him. Like, the ghetto's gonna come out of me. It's either gonna be him or me. Him or me. It's gonna be him, right? So I'm putting on the glove. I'm like walking in. I'm like, oh, I don't even know why I'm here now. I'm having this dialogue in my head, right? Like, oh shoot. So the bell rings, and I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I learned this is what I learned in college. Like the sympathetic nervous system is responsible for two responses, right? Fight or flight. I didn't have wings, so I didn't have wings to fly. I didn't have rings, so I'm like, all right, it's time to fight, boy. I'm about to put it on this dude, right? So the bell rings. I'm like, all right. So I'm swinging for the fences. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I mean, he's like bobbing and weaving, and I mean, I'm serious. Like the wind from my arm would have split his eyebrows in half, because I'm telling you, I was trying to swing so hard, right? And then he's like popping me in the face, and I'm like, okay, he's jabbing me, so I duck down to a double leg, I get in on his legs. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in on Randy Couture's legs. I can't believe it. So I'm like, I pick him up and I slam him, and I'm like ground and pounding, like boom, like raining punches from the heavens. And he's like, hey, we don't go 100% on their punches, man. Like, I got a fight coming up in 2 weeks, man. Just go 20% of punch, 100 on the grappling, but 20% on the punches. I said, oh, man, my bad. I thought this is what we were supposed to be doing, Randy. My bad, man. I'm sorry. And he goes, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I mean, he's so professional, right? And you wouldn't expect anything less from him, right? So I'm like ground and pound. He reverses the position, and he's ground and pounding me. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I get up and he starts punching me and he picks up the pace. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, this is crazy. Like, I don't know if I should be doing this. And anyways, I get off. I end around. Randy goes, hey man, you are a natural. I'm like, what?
No,
How?
that's kind
I
of
said,
you. That's your
I
thing.
said, you're the natural. I said, you're the natural. and I'm like, wait. He goes, you should really think about getting in mixed martial arts. And then Uriah comes around, smacks me in the chest. He goes, see, I told you, bro. And so that's what catapulted me into the UFC. I mean, like 9 months later, I was in the UFC after that.